Good morning, everybody. Good morning, good morning, good morning. It's Monday. Can you dig it? Yeah. Well, solar wind right now is 363. Proton density is less than 2. We had a C1, C6 flare last 24 hours, and not a whole big deal. There's a 40% chance now for M flares. That's right, 40%. 36 and 43 both have beta gamma magnetic fields, and 41 and 43. Oh, right here on that limb. It's always interesting how that damn limb right there picks up the world. You know, it takes that long. We're over here. I wonder what is that, the diameter, right? What's the diameter of the sun here? What is the diameter of the sun, right? 865,000 miles. That's the diameter. But is that all the way? Is that just halfway, or is that whole way? The diameter's all the way across? What's half of it? Earth is right there, pinga-dinga-dinga. The diameter of the sun is equivalent to 109 Earths. So I guess that's, one half the diameter, right? I don't know. How do you figure that out, man? I'm not a mathematician. I'm just a normal Joe, man. Just a normal Joe. Yeah, all the way across is 864, so whatever half of that damn thing is. Let me see here. One half the diameter. So 864, 576 divided by 2. 432,000 miles across. So basically, it takes 432,000 miles, right, to really affect our planet. Because it's halfway across. We're in the middle. All right, we're in the middle right there. About halfway across. What's I don't know why. Yeah, I got too much light on there, me. And then. Let me see, how does that work? Right there. Calm it down a little bit. Turn it off. Okay, that'll work. That works too. Hey, kitty cat, how are you? So hot and sunny day here so far. Potential for supercell activity west of me in Slovenia. Will miss me entirely, I think. All right. Is Slovenia in Ohio, or where is that? Question, dude. Where exactly are you? I'm doing well. I just don't know where the heck Slovenia is. But anyway, interesting that 400 and some thousand miles, right, affects our planet the way it does, because 43, right? What was the numbers? 43 and 36. So where's 36? 36 is right there as well. So the energy that it takes to swoop down. So if I did this, I forget what it's called. It's not the Milankovitch effect, I don't think. But see how these energy waves come off the sun like a star, because it is a star, by the way. And the way it touches us, it goes like, you can see, like, we're the green dot, right? So you can see it's already on the edge, and it takes a minute before it gets to us. So it's kind of like a curveball, spinning, and it takes that long. So for 420, wait, we can determine that. How fast? Let me see here. Yeah, you're damned if you do, damned if you don't. There we go. That might work. Maybe not. Orange man, good. Not so good. Yeah. How fast does the sun spin? The equatorial regions rotate fastest, completing a rotation approximately 24 days, call it. So half of that is 12 days, half of that again, 6 days. So 6 days, it gets to the edge, right, from the center, eh? The poles rotate 30 to 36 more days, all right? The axis of the rotation lit to about 725 degrees, respect to the plate of the Earth's orbit. Okay, so the sun is tilted 7.25 degrees. How the hell can you tell? I don't even know what the hell that is, man. We on a rabbit hole already. On the sun, the study of the oscillations reveals that rotation is roughly constant within the whole radiative interior and various with radius and latitude with convective envelope. The sun has an equatorial rotation speed of 2 kilometers a second. Its differential rotation implies that the angular velocity decreases with increased latitude. Well, that's weird. The pole makes one rotation every 34 days, and the equator does every 25 days as measured relative. So, shoot howdy. So if it's 2 kilometers a second, we got what was our diameter? 864,576. 86. Isn't that like a song? 864,576. 864,576 divided by 2. Right? It's 432,768. 432,768. Half the sun, right? That's if we're looking at half the sun, and it's 2 kilometers a second. So clear. 2 times 60 times 60. 72,000. Or 7,200 miles an hour. And it's doing it in I don't know what's going to come out of this or what the hell I'm doing. 432 768 divided by 7,200. 60 hours, right? Yeah, roughly 60 hours for the sun's energy to attach itself to us. 8675309. No, right? I see. I know that one. Windy and cool here today. Feels like fall. I was getting that pickup just the other day too, but it's gonna get warm. But anyway, so roughly 60 hours out, I'm guesstimating, okay? So from the sun when it hits here to the place where we're at is about 60 hours. And that's, I would say, a flare. It takes about, what, 3 days? Isn't that close to 60 hours, right? Somewhere between there. So depending on the speed of it, you know. So just the spinning of the sun. So it's weird how that western limb always attaches itself to the earth, and it's just because of the distance that we live. All right? I could have said it that way, made it a lot easier. Quiet with a chance of X flares. Solar activity is low, no strong flares observed for more than a week. However, there are currently 10 sunspots, grouping together on the solar disk. One of them has an unstable beta gamma delta magnetic field, or they didn't say delta, I did. 10% chance of X flares. Yeah. Ding, 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 ding. There's still, what's that rock out there that this one is, this picture here? Yeah. I don't know. It's probably the same people that named that planet Make. Stupid shits. Come on now. The orbit of Atlas is strangely parallel to Earth's. It lies within 5 degrees of the elliptic plane, in coincidence with odds at only 0.2%. The ecliptic plane is a narrow target, and the odds of a random interstellar comet hitting this close are low. How low can you? Yeah, there you go. Here comes Atlas. It might clip Mars. Ooh. Boy, is it just gonna miss Mars. Yeah, the light came on. Yeah, I guess I got the timer on that one. Let me turn this one off. Well, that's still messing up. I have to work on that. This is gonna hit Jupiter? Yeah, I don't know. You can see what I'm seeing. Nope. Interstellar stuff, just going to zoom right through. We have another one zooming through again, too. Interesting. The sky is live. I don't know if you have this. Do you have this? I'm going to put it in other bookmarks. Put it on the doohickey here so I can figure it out. Yeah. Banner 64, the sky is live, baby. There is a group. What is this? Atlas will remain visible after sunset during the month of August. However, the visible conditions become more difficult during the second half of the month because the comet will be approaching the sun, decreasing the solar elongation. At the beginning of the month, the comet will be in the constellation of Ophiuchus. Then it will move into Scorpius, August 11th, and into Libra, August 19th. An interesting configuration will occur on the 19th when 3 comets will be visible approximately the same region of the southwestern sky. Atlas K1, Atlas G2, and Vales H2. Yeah. Some religious person is going to say, and that's when the skies, when a preacher said it, I'm making fun of preachers. I'm sorry. I just teach people how to know God. All that other stuff doesn't make a hill of beans. It just creates arguments. Teach the gospel, not your man's wisdom. And know the gospel is not what's been preached in the pulpits these days, or in the last 100 years. Atlas in November 25 will be the ideal month to observe the comet. It'll be likely possible to observe it already November 3rd, when it rises about 2 hours before the sun. Based on the current predictions, it should be around the magnitude 10 visibility. There will be those who say that this is a spaceship. I mean, you got more faith in aliens than you do God. How does that happen? Maybe you ought to see The Exorcist again. I don't know. It's real shit, man. I don't enjoy doing them. They're freaking terrifying, but it is what it is. You got to do it when you got to do it. When you got to do it. Other than that, don't look for it. KP is 2 right now. It's pretty quiet, and or under 2. There is a coronal hole. Very interesting that this is going to kick us some wind. So when this gets over here on the end, we're going to catch it. Aliens are demons. Some people think that. And there's not a demon around every corner. Yeah. They're an interdimensional being. I've heard that too. Demons have no power unless you give it to them. E.T. is a demon? Oh, hell, he was so cute. Right. He looked like a turd with eyes, painted green. You know? I don't know how he was cute. You know, because he had a cute voice. I think that's why men fall for the wrong women, because the woman has a cute voice. Whoa. You know, whatever. Yeah. Demons everywhere. People have taken it on. Yeah, I'm not sure, man. I'm not sure. Anyway, so that's going to give us some wind. All right? So, in looking at the solar wind right now, let me see if that picture in Germany is coming up. Oh, it is. Noctilucent clouds, man. Really cool over Germany. See these waves way up there. They're ice crystals way up in the atmosphere, where rocket ships go and ice crystals fall off and asteroids come and get destroyed on our atmosphere and create that stuff. Pretty far out, man, I tell you. Pretty far freaking out. You know, there's a couple pictures there. I like that one. 40% chance for an M, 10% for an X. Let me see. Today is the 21st. There's no rocks today. No rocks for 10 days. Can you believe it? I don't know if I can do it. Can you dig it? 10 days, no rocks. Yeah. Here we were talking about rocks, eh? You got rocks for the brain, or in your brain. Yeah. Yeah, don't get none on you. Anyway, looking at LASCO, see if there's anything that are notable. Some of the backside of the sun looks like a little bit of something. Some up in the north, where all the sunspots are, it's kind of leaking energy. Well, let's go into the magnetopause. Bouncing around. Standoff is 20s. Wow. Protons are super low. The wind was at 350. And as the wind increases, the distance shortens. Average is 15 distances right now. Dynamic pressure is under 1. Sun's pretty quiet, everybody. Let's go ahead and look at this. Nothing there. How about here? Yeah, sun is really quiet. That may change. See, it was and disappeared. Here, let me go back to it. 4 hours ago, we had this. Europe was getting bombarded, and the mid-Atlantic started. We'll see. I should probably do this like at midnight, too, 12 hours from now, because then it would be on the other side of the planet, Ray. Hey? I was talking to some lady yesterday, over in Laughlin, Arizona, Nevada, actually. Nevada. That's how I say it, man. And she says, "Where are you from?" And I said, "Well, we're from Kingman." She goes, "Are you from the Midwest?" I said, "Why?" She said, because you talk like it. No. And I didn't realize I said A. She says, I have a lot of friends up in Canada, and I heard you say it. I said, say what? You said A. That's it. It's natural. I speak with Luke too much, I think. A? And yeah, that boy, we crack up. Here's a demon around every corner in Syria right now. I know, right? They called it ISIS. Yeah. Just too terribly sad, to tell you the truth. Yep. Nada. Sun's very quiet, all right? So we talked a little bit about it. The sun, rotation, and the space weather. Looks like it's going to be a quick day today. Nothing on the tsunami list. Tremors. Lots of tremors. Yesterday. Right by Salem again. I wonder how long that's been happening. Let's go ahead and check it. So this is on the 20th, eh? Eh? Canuck, do you say A a lot? I don't know that you do. Maybe it's just a northern Canadian thing. Eh? Even the Mexicans, they say it. My friends in Mexico, they're from here, but they speak Mexican. It's different from Spanish, everybody, so don't think I'm saying bad words. Mexican's different from Spanish. Spanish is the foundation, but yeah. And the idea that Mexico is going to take California back, they only had it 27 years or 26 years. Spain had it before them. They're not Spain. And we bought it. We bought it from the Mexicans, so it's ours. Get over it. Anyway, let's go back to the 19th. We'll get on to that one. Look at that. 510. Nice arc. Can you see that? Yeah, you can see that arc. Nice arc. Closer to shore and a little bit further away. Yeah, no, that's not the Cascades. 510. And another one. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. 323 on the 18th. 17th. Pretty fair amount, 313. And the 16th. Still. Do we have a slow slip? 15th. Lucky. Dinga. It starts to mellow out all the way under the 14th. Here we are on the 21st. 7 days ago, this thing started. Nope, it's still there. 180 on that day on the 13th. The 12th, looks like it had a little bit. 97. Shoot howdy, 290. A little slow slip. There you go. You get all the way down to 45 epicenters, all the way down to the 10th. So 11 days. Do we call this an ETS, right? Phone home. I think we have to say it's a significant vibration that's been going on for 10 days. Maybe not 11, but 10 days. And the southern half is slow slipping. All right? Now, what are the implications of that? Not really. I do not say A or hey, really. All right, brother. Yeah. The Canucks, they say it. I don't know why. Very rarely say yay or nay. Let your yes be yes and your no's no. Let your no's no when you say yes. Yeah, because everything's stinky. Quite a lot of vibrations in the southern portion of the Cascade Range. I wonder. What are the implications? They're not earthquakes, they're vibration. They're slips, slow slips. And that means one kind of slipping over the other. And if it's vibrating that much, and it's in quite a large singular area right there by Salem, I wonder. I wonder what that could mean. Well, I am looking for a larger quake on the West Coast from Vancouver all the way down into Costa Rica. I'm looking for something heavy and hard, probably 6+ range. And it may even go up as high as a 7.3. Maybe 7.4. But I haven't seen any evidence of that happening yet. Looking at the USGS and doing the thing here, the ocean here, we have one quake here in the middle. Wyoming, 2.5. Now, yesterday, we had several 2.7s working their way all the way across the United States, right? North America. 2.7 was cheap. Why was that significant? Well, I don't know. How about if we look at a 30-day? What are we seeing in 30 days? Well, we see the contours of the Juan de Fuca sinking down beneath the plate. Parts of it has already sank beneath the plate. The southern half is the Texas liniment, and the northern half, it's not the Walla Walla, but it's whatever comes out of the this section right through here. It goes all the way across. That is the Juan de Fuca plate, what's left of it, as it dives down underneath North America, I believe. The slab window that exists right here is because the Juan de Fuca or the JDF or, Farallon plate is disappearing. And it rips. Why do we have a series of quakes that zoom out right across, right? Yeah. Hey, you tell me. You got a better answer? I call that a liniment. Yeah. And you see a lot of strange things right here. Oh, no, they're just drilling for oil. Ding, 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 ding. Oh, yeah. Out here, we got a little bit too, right? Up in here. Huh? Yeah. St. Lawrence, we're not seeing much because they don't like Canada. I don't know. I kind of like the Canucks. I don't like their queer bosses, but, look the word up. Shit. My gosh. You said queer. Look it up. It means weird. Abnormal. Right? Some people just get butthurt. Oops, I'm sorry. Another gay joke. Get over it. 4.1 happened June 23rd off the coast. Did you know about that? Off of Nova Scotia? Oh? Mm-hmm. Big, is there 2 up there? Or is it 1? 2. 5.8? Yeah, remember that one? Oh, Waggy. Now you can see a nice line of quakes. Ding, 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 ding. Oh. And then they just go inland right there. Left turn. Right? Right. Then grab onto another one. Some of them even go inland. Bella Bella. I don't know. Very rarely ever say it. Yeah. Uh, you have to think about it. How often does these things happen? I apologize. How often do they happen? How often do we see quakes? Like you can see, this is like the delta, right? Everything is hammering right through here. Moving off, Texas or the Walker Lane, and then we have the break off of the San Jacinto and the break off of the what the hell? I want to go through. That's something wrong. Go. The lake. What the hell's the lake called? Right there. Oh my God. Boy, drawing a brain fart. Elsinore fault. Which we just had a quake on it just now. 1.1. Anyway. Interesting that in the last 30 days you see all the quakes. It looks like the entire Elsinore fault has been activated. Bunches of the did you just do that again? San Jacinto fault. Bunches of it creeping up. You can see that. So more activity is being pushed here. In the Borrego crossover there. I gotta wonder if there's the spreading ridge that went North America went over. I gotta wonder. It's believed that the basin and range is due to a spreading ridge that North America went over. The EPR, or what's part of what was associated with the Farallon Plate and the Pacific Plate, so it created the basin and range. I wonder how it looks. I mean, as it dives down, does it still spread apart? Or as this one goes over, this one goes down. You know, they said this one in Southern Cal is more of a flat one. What happens when it breaks? Did it break already? I don't know. Maybe you have to look at Karen Siglock's stuff. I think we'll do a rabbit hole, but it will be the fault systems in Mexico and southern part of North America to see. I don't know why that word. I better look it up. I wonder if there's anybody suffering from pink eye right now. Because if they do, I think the Lord wants to heal them from it right now. I keep hearing a word, conjunctivitis. I don't know what it was. I had to look it up. But if you're suffering from pink eye right now, put it in the chat. And the Lord will deliver you from that. I know it's weird, me putting out a word of knowledge, but it's not my word. 5-3 and ho ho ho. It hasn't stopped. Well, when you get a big 7.4, you're going to get this kind of turnout. Well, basically, according to USGS, there's been 104 in the last 30 days earthquakes above 4.5. And we talked about briefly, what is it? Where did my mouse go? There it is. What? I can't see the darn thing over here. There it is. Couldn't see it. that the 9 hit right here. And you can see almost a straight up and down. But if you took the curvature of the Earth, and it'd probably be more of a north-south deal here. I don't think that's 20%. It might end up being northwest to southeast. Have they? All right. It could be related to the conjunctivitis 55. Eyelids have been swollen, and I think it's hives, and they have been draining. Well, it might be related to it. Oh, my God. Red alert. Well, put your hands over your eyes, reverse them like this. Right? Because what do you do with your hands? Your hands are forward, your palms are to bless. Your back of your hand is to draw. Right? You draw off, you bless, and you draw off, right? So draw off of that, put yourself in the presence of the Lord, and receive that. It's been happening 3 days. Well, I'm telling you, the word just it wouldn't leave me alone. And I didn't have it before. So I believe that's for you then. But just put yourself in the presence of the Lord. It says, I receive that deliverance, and pull that off. In the name of Yeshua. You got it. That's weird. Anyway, everybody, you just saw something that happens. That's how it happens. When you hear from God. It's not perfect, you know? Yeah, God doesn't want that for you there, sister. So it's odd that you would have it too. All right, blessings. Give the Lord the praise. Here's I thought there was a 7-4 in there. There it is. 7-3. It just had an aftershock of a 6-2 today or yesterday. You just got on right now? Well, it's all in his timing, sister. Come on. I've seen people with near-death experience get delivered. Why not? I'm saying that's what it is because I don't know why it kept coming to a dang mind. So I rebuke it in the name of Yeshua. Anyway, 7.4 right here, and then we just have this one here, 5-3. It does look like it was going that direction. Now it's going due south, and that kind of. Okay, so the south is picking up. If it broke here, then this is following. It's moving because it's the pressure's taken away. And let me see. Go like this. Go like that. Yeah, just like that. Reverse faulting at a depth of about 20 kilometers. Did you know there were more than one quake? There was a 7 there as well. And look at the tsunami.gov. And if you go all the way down, here's the 7 in that same area. It happened at 6:28. The 7.5 happened at 6:49. Right? And then there was a 6.1 in Alaska yesterday. So 2 quakes, what, 20 minutes apart? 28 and 49, basically 20 minutes apart. They have this at 49. Where's the 7? The 6.6. That's the 28. So that one's the 7. Let's go ahead and check it out. We never did actually check it out. Same moment tensor. The origins, magnitude, body weight down here. Wow, they really got it low. 6.5, 6.5, 6.6, 6.3, 6.6, 6.5, 6.5, 6.3, 6.5. So 6.5. And they got it at 6.6. Tsunami.gov has it at a 7. It came in as a 7, but it got knocked down. So, interesting to that. So that's the precursor. This is the 6.6 was precursor 20 minutes before the 7. What's the epicenter? Virtually the same. Let me see here. All right here. Paste. All right. Go here again. All right, so right next to it, say the project. Before the 7.4. All right. So this one popped, then that one. And both of them are northeast to southwest lines. So the trench is the same, northeast to southwest, so that's not a rocket science there, but it's related. 91 kilometers. God, freaking. I need to put it on. Miles. God bless America. All right, back to miles. Good. I don't know why it doesn't save it. Lake Girl, how are you, sister? Thank you so much for. Hey, 42's in the house. I was thinking about you this morning. Yeah, conjunctivitis is an inflammation. It's an itis. Nice to see you both. Okay, back to it. I don't even know where I was. In La La Land. Yeah. Anyway, we just now had a 5.3 in that same region. It is moving south. A lot of large quakes moving south. So the orientation of these, it is moving southeast, but the quakes are starting to move south. Let's look at what the furthest south one would be. This one here. How far as the rip. You know, once there's a quake happens, it continues to rip for some time. Let's see how far it is. Wow, pretty far rip, eh? So you can see kind of a indentation right here, also right here. There's a little valley here, maybe even a volcano. Of course, it's not super clear, right? So these two quakes here moving down here. Here's the 9 that happened in 1952. So far this year, we did have a Tehachapi quake, a 5 plus, I think it was 5.2. Can it be related? I don't know. To me, it's a little bit far-fetched. Straight lines don't work. So you really have to be super subjective. But we do have this line here, right? That's the kind of direction of what's happening. And what's up here? Tunshits, Uzan, Kikipin, and Krasnikovkov. What's up here? Kronotsky. And up here in Keziman 5, actually. I don't know if that is one in here. Yep, there is one right there. All right. So there are some volcanoes up in here. Save the volcano. Is that a volcano? Looks like it too, yeah. Yep. And then we have another one over here. I don't think that's a volcano, though. But this kind of looks like one. Yeah. They don't have it named. Probably because it blew itself to pieces. Here, look at the size of that hole. Jeez. Oh, no. Look at that. That's not a volcano. Okay. Yeah. Let your mind wander. I don't know what I'm wondering. There's another one. This area is riddled with them, so you gotta wonder if that sucker there. What? There's one right there. It's not on our list. All right. Why isn't it on the list? And the other one. I thought these things were already done. Why do I gotta keep doing this? But if down here in this hole here is getting all these are moving toward that, that's the 9 over there. We don't have a series of where they, if it went this way or that way, the pressure did, or where the aftershocks were, but we definitely see aftershocks in this whole region right through here. And that's interesting. And they're pretty deep. 4,000 feet, 4,000 feet, 2,600 foot. This spot up here is 32 meters. Meters? What the All right, tools. Freaking meters. Freaking metro. Imperial, you turds. All right. Oh, 5,800 feet. This one here is 100 foot. So it's a huge drop off. Bang. Right? And the 9 hit 3,800 foot. This is 86. Yeah, 85, 8,600 foot right here. 7,300 foot. And then this little hole up here, that's 13,000 feet. So, interesting that it's going down. The depth is 23 kilometers. And the other one is at 10 kilometers. So it's diving downward toward this direction. So the break is maybe uplifting this area. So interesting how that happens. 12,000 feet on the other side of this. But the trench itself is way down there. It's 21,000 feet. Yeah, she is. Kim's pretty wonderful. Yeah, there's a drop off right here. This whole drop off. Is there a risk of this sliding? 2,400 to 10,000. I don't know. There was a lot of buoys that went off in the Alaskan one, but not so much on this one, right? We didn't see hardly anything. I wonder. Blushing. Pretty wonderful. Yep. Winscott's competition gets 9s every 100 years, they think. So 73 years since the last one. Yeah. Yeah, I think the next 20 years are going to be insane. Because I think even Tehachapi has that every 100 years as well. Sometime in Winnemucca. All right, where the heck are we? Let's go ahead and look at the volcano news. In the news today, volcanically speaking, volcano discovery. Santa Guido, Popo, Simiru, Raventador, Sangay, Kirishima, Little Tolo, Little Tolo, and Talika. New one on the list, Block. All right. Little Tolo popping to 6,000. It's not Little Toby, but it's Little Tolo. Right? Toby is the one that went to 63, right? All right. Reventador, 15 out of 11. Toluca, Telica, something like that. 5,000. I want to see that's Costa Rica. Telica volcano. Nicaragua. All right, I better get I got this one here. Let's go look over there. Down here in Nico. One of these, I think it's right here. Hey. All right, right here. El Chichon. Tolica. We'll just do this. Make it easy, right? We're in the neighborhood. crap, put that darn stuff in it. There we go. Talika's right here. So this thing's erupting. Talika is a stratovolcano, one of several volcanoes of Nicaragua. It is located in the municipality of Talika and Leon Department of Nicaragua within Volcan Talika Rota Natural Reserve. What else do we know about it? Well, you can see it looks like a cinder cone, kind of just a large cinder cone, but it's not. It's not. It's a stratovolcano. The height is 3,339 feet. All right. All right. Oh, guess it's not saved. Well, now it is. 3,900 feet. All right. Well, I'm going to put that link in there because the wiki. Copy. Never know when you need more information, right? There we go. So that thing's erupting 5,000. So call it 1,000-foot pop. And it's right there. We've heard San Cristobal erupt, I believe, before. No, that's not a volcano. Shit. Some of these, you know, there's a lot of volcanoes down there, man. A lot. All right. But anyway, you can see the volcanic arc. You all know why there's an arc down there, because of the subduction zone. El Chichon is up here. And then the volcanic arc back here. We talked about this on Rabbit Hole. A lot of volcanic fields. I'm more interested in the years. Southern Arizona has some really big volcanoes as well. That erupted 34 million years ago, or 30 million years ago. I'm more interested in why. New studies suggest that Kamchatka can go 9 every 67 years, so it may be overdue. Do you have a link for that, Canuck? That's an interesting discussion there. Anyway, back to it, right? All right, we can close that one. Simiru over there in Java last reported some eruption. Santa Guido there in Guatemala, yeah. 15 out of a 12.3. Popo 20, so it's still there. It's still acting up, but it's not super active like it was a couple of years ago. Really active. Reventador 14 there in Ecuador. Right. Kirishima, here we go again. Possible activity continues, a cloud unknown. They just can't see. Middle of the night when it erupted. Nevada del Ruiz there in Colombia. 22 out of a 17.8 thereabouts. So, hey. Sangay volcano, which is somebody walking by. Erupted 20,000. Talika volcano, It's erupting, but it wasn't observed. Santa Guido, again, on Sunday. Let's kind of look back, see if there's anything. Dakono, Ibu, Kirishima, 10,000 feet out of Kirishima. And we know it's like 5,500 feet, right? And that's, Sakurajima area, bottom of Kyushu. 20 out of Popo is nothing. Tsunozajima exploded 5,000 of a 2,800 foot island. So Kirishima, Sakurajima, Tsunozajima, all popping, leading right into the Nankai Trough. Little Tolo doing 6,000, and just near Timor. Kirishima again, 10,000. Ibu Dakono there on Halemarahara, on his little island, 25 miles apart thereabouts. Two major volcanoes erupting. Boom, 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 boom. Yep. Nevada del Ruiz there in Colombia again. It's distributed. The ash goes everywhere. They can't tell. 20,000 feet out of Sangay, 17,000. So about 2,500 foot. Simiru, 15 again, out of the 12.3. What? It's probably Luke. Talika, 5,000. Talika. Sangay, 20. So none of these are really big bombers. Dakono, Santa Guido, Popo, 20. Little Tolo, 6. Tsunozajima exploded. Just a bad eruption there, right? 4,000. Nevada del Ruiz, 22. Kirishima, possible eruption. Ibu, looking still on Sunday, 15, 5,000. Isn't there another one that's been erupting down here? Not just Talika. I think there's another one. Here's a Rincon de la Vieja there. That one has erupted in the past. Here's Poaz volcano. That one's erupted in the past. Irazu, that's erupted in the past. I guess maybe it is. Maybe it was. Talika over the last couple of weeks. Pacaya, Fuego, Agua, and Santa Maria, Santa Guido. There is one in the middle. Atitlan, there in Guatemala. All right. Popo de Cono, Saturday, 7,000 out of Ibu. Santa Guido, making noise, 7,000 out of Ibu. Talika, it is a webcam. I don't know, can we even see it? Talika volcano. Talika, last time it erupted was 2016, so it's been a few years, 10 years. Now it's erupting again. Yeah, nothing on satellite. Little Tolo, 6,000. Nevada del Ruiz, 24,000. Now Nevada, that's pretty good. It's 17 going to 24. Mile high. The weather could be good, that's all. Dakono, 8,000. Santa Guido, 15. Ibu. Five out of Talika again. Sangay. Plancho, Troya, Planchon, Peteroa. Volcanic ash, no eruption. What the hell? It's in Argentina. I guess there was an earthquake there. Huh? Yeah, increased seismic activity underneath this one. So let's go ahead and try to find where the hell this one is. What the heck, man? Planchon. It might erupt. I think it's way down there. Yeah. Right here. There's the volcano right there. It's in Chile, but they calling it Argentina. You can see the Chile line right there, right? Slide down in my chair. Anyway, wiki, yeah. All right, appreciate it. Plancha Petrolia, so. Maybe there's one in Chile, one in. Yeah, it's a volcanic field up in the mountains. About 11,000 feet up. 13 on that one. So, hey, big stuff. There's a lot of volcanoes down here, too. Crazy. All right, well, get back to it. Nevada del Ruiz, 24. Santa Guido. That's Friday. Okay, off of that. Let's go look at the earthquakes. But before we do, where is it? Today in earthquake history. 5.6 in Gansu, China, 1995. 6.4 Central California, Nevada border, 1986. About 20 mobile homes were damaged. A number were shaken off their foundations in Chilfant Valley. Several buildings were damaged at Bishop, California. Landslides occurred in the area. Fault rupture maximum 5 centimeters of a right lateral slip occurred along the faults of the volcanic tableland west of Chatleaf Valley and the White Mountains fault zones. Earthquakes was felt throughout the large area of California and Nevada, from San Francisco to Reno, south of Los Angeles and Vegas. Felt to high-rise buildings as far away as Salt Lake City, Utah. A depth of 8.9 kilometers. Well, that's like 4 miles, right? From broadband displacement seismograms, 6.4. Good little rock and roll in 1986. Arizona-Utah border, 1959, had a 5.6, and I felt a 2 point something the other day. I don't know how. I go, boom. Hey, I think that's earthquake. I see my water moving. So it was. Largest historical earthquake in Arizona, minor damage in Chimneys. Walls reported in Fredonia and Kanab, Utah, about 15 kilometers north of the Fredonia. Fredonia, it seems to me like, or Fredonia, seems to me like it's, in the Ozarks, like out in nowhere. In addition, windows broke in houses and stores, and dishes fell from shelves in Fredonia. Almost all merchandise was shaken from shelves in stores. A rock slide at Mather Point in the Grand Canyon was attributed to the shock. Right, 5.6 in 1959. I wonder what was happening then. Kern County, California, near Grapevine, 1952, 7.3. We often talk about this quake due to the size and the damage. It's only the 7.3 that I'm aware of. That's close to my age. I mean, the 1906 quake was bigger, and so was the Owens Valley quakes. But the 7.3 Kern County, Grapevine, Tehachapi earthquake, pretty serious. Pretty serious quake, because 7.3 is super strong. 7.1s don't even come close to the 7.3. It's like night and freaking day. It's like 2 more 7s added on top than a 7.1. And Ridgecrest was a 7.1. So do the math. One of the largest earthquakes in the United States. This earthquake's largest counterminous United States. Whatever. The San Francisco shock of 1906. What? What the hell does that word mean? Counterminous. What the? That's a $10 word, everybody. You're going to learn a new one. Having the same area, context, or meaning. Really? You got to use counterminous? What the? It sounds like counterintuitive. Counterminous. Minuous. Here. Conterminous. Hey, Mike, how are you doing? Why did they make that such a weird word, huh? The earthquake it was the largest in the area of the same San Francisco 1906 earthquake. Not really. It's 300 miles away. It claimed 12 lives and caused property damage estimated $60 million in those days. An intensity of 11 was the shaker. That's the S wave there. Was assigned to a small area in Southern Pacific Railroad, southeast of Bayview. The earthquake cracked reinforced concrete tunnels having walls 46 centimeters thick. About what? Why don't you say 46 centimeters? 46 centimeters in inches. About what, 4.5? No, 18 inches thick. All right? Why don't you just say 18 tardos? Freaking tardos. Conterminous in 46 centimeters. 18 inches, butt brain. God, make it hard. We're not freaking Europeans. Canucks can try to be them. We don't want to be. The intensity was pretty strong. Let's see. Cracked, reinforced concrete, 18 inches thick, shortened the distance between portals of 2 tunnels about 2.5 meters. Wow. So it brought the 2 tunnels together, 2.5 meters. There it is again, 2.5 freaking meters. Meters, what, 3 feet? So 6 feet, 7.5 feet. And bent the rails into S-shaped curves at Owens Lake. 100 freaking kilometers. Salt bed shifted and brine lines were bent into S-shapes. We might be doing 1841 Kamchatka repeat. Miramar got hit the same spot in 1839. Yeah, I saw that, but yeah, I was wondering about it. Yeah, Mike, you sometimes come on late or early in the morning. I'm like, what is the point doing? You doing a late shift? On this day in history as well, in 365 AD. There it goes. Telling me 9:15, turn it off. All right, whatever. This earthquake affected eastern Mediterranean region, including Italy, Greece, Palestine, and North Africa. Coastal towns and regions were leveled. Excuse me. A tsunami destroyed the Egyptian port of Alexandria, and the lighthouse for which the city was famous for, came down. 50,000 people thought to have been killed in a big quake in Crete, Greece, in Agnosis, 365. 1838 was also San Francisco, he says. All right. All right, well, on that day in history, we got that. And there we go. Dun, 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 dun. Oh, I'm sorry. Go like that. Here we go. Rick James popped at 4.5 today. Wow, okay. Off the coast. All right. All right. Oh, poop. Led up to 1841. Well, 1840s, oh, I mean 1940s were crazy. Let's go ahead and go 12 years. 12 years. Okay, we got to look at 12 years, bud. Look at 12 years before, 12 years after. See what happened in 1841. So, 1840? No, 30. 1829? And all the way up to 1853? Yeah. See if there's anything happening. Going 12 hours here. Kamchatka, 4.2. Chile, 4.3. Kamchatka, 4.3. You notice Chile hasn't come off real big lately. Another quiet zone, which we're watching. It's steady, but it's not big quakes. Canary Islands, couple of bangers, 3.1 and 2.8. Whoa. Let's see, what island is it? All right, it's not the island. Okay. All right. Might have to go see the guy. 4.2, coast of Kamchatka again. 4.0, Guerrero, Mexico. That's central Mexico, eh? Eh? I don't know why. Anyway. Tarapaca, Chile. Comes in at a 4. That's in northern Chile. Sulawesi, 4.8. Hey. All right. Right in there. Valparaiso, Chile. Shorty. 4.6 off coast of Kamchatka again. Yeah. Hokkaido, Japan pops with a 40 or 4.1 at 60 depth. And Hokkaido, that's the top island of Japan, the Hatchet. I'm rounding off 23 Turkey earthquakes, 2 and 8. Okay. Still no 8 since 21, 23. I think they may have downgraded them so much so that we don't see them. We had a lot of 7.6s. I don't know how that happens. 5.0 at Kamchatka. 4.0 in Oaxaca 7 hours ago. 4.9 Kamchatka 7 hours ago. Tarapaca, Chile 4.5 7 hours ago. Offshore Michoacan, Mexico, a 4. As you can see, we're getting quakes up here, and Michoacan is here and here offshore. Michoacan, Guerrero, Oaxaca, right? Michoacan, it has those, yeah. It's zooming on up. Let's Guatemala. What am I looking at? We have Jalisco, Mérida, Colima, Michoacán. Michoacán is where the volcanoes and the activity that we're seeing up in here, small vibratory quakes, 3s and 2s, happening right up in this region. That's the volcanic arc that crosses. Then we have Guerrero down here, Oaxaca, and then Chiapas. Veracruz on the other side. Yep. Guanajuato is up here. So we're learning, and Sinaloa's up here. We're learning the geography of Mexico quite a bit. So zooming on out. So pressure moving north, as you can see. Indonesia, 4.2, 10 bar region. That's over there by PNG. Antofagasta, Chile, again, 4.3, central Chile. 4.8 off Kamchatka, banga-danga-danga. Another 5 off, 5.1 off of Kamchatka, danga-danga-danga. Off of Kamchatka, 4.9, danga-danga-danga. When those all stop going to 4s, then we can maybe relax just a hair. Kamchatka, 4.6, 4.7, 4.6, 4.5. Bang-a-dang-a-dang. Canary Islands again at a 20. 46 depth, way down there. Yep. Wyoming had a 2.5. Kamchatka, 4.5 again. Kamchatka, 4.5 again. That was 3 hours ago. Costa Rica at a 3.5. Rick James and Kamchatka had a 5. Rick James had a 4.5. Kamchatka for a 5.3. Wow. The Rick James. Well off the coast. And I wonder if that's going to pick up and draw this stuff down here again. Because that Rick James, when he starts pumping 5s, it pumps a lot of 5s. And then Iceland goes apeshit again. So it's kind of like the pump that moves all the way up into, Argentina, Iceland. 4.9, Kamchatka, 56 minutes ago. West Texas, a little deuce. And Easter Island comes in at a 4.8. That's the second one down there in Easter Island area, 4.8. Well, that'll do it for you. Yep. Well, I appreciate you all being here and your tips and your subscriptions. Keep them up, please. Helps me keep this going. We do have a video from Professor Nick, and we'll be doing that as soon as I post it. So big hugs, y'all. Love you. I'm going to do something for the wife. And maybe we should do Kamchatka next rabbit hole. All right. It's all good. Big hugs, y'all. And remember, as I always tell you, don't get none on you.